Oh well, what a day this was. We leave Arrowtown via Queenstown. We head down through the Devil's Staircase, around the beautiful lake. Unbelievable riding. And we're going to get down to Invercargill and go and do one of my great big bucket list things that I've always wanted to do. Yeah, we might just check out a hardware store. Anyway, sit back and enjoy the day. After all this stress of what's just happened, I got massive back pain. Massive back pain. So that's no good for my pillion. So, we're south of Arrowtown, Queenstown, heading to Invercargill, but I'm going to tell you about this major drama soon. Alright, so we're down here south of Queenstown on the road down to Invercargill. Look at the view, pretty damn awesome. And we found out our ferry has been cancelled. We were meant to go on it on the 16th. We can't get on that ferry till 13 days later. We don't know what we're going to do, but we're working through it, and it's a common problem apparently. So away we go, guys, to enjoy the Devil's Staircase. This is a stunning piece of road that's just got to be ridden. Both sides of the lake are amazing. This side's the one that's heading south towards Moffat Sound, and we're going to go this way to go to Invercargill. So it's beautiful, windy, twisty, stunning views. It's hard to keep your eyes on the road, to be quite honest. But we enjoy the ride. We have no dramas. It's pretty chilly. There's not much wind about, so it's really good conditions for riding. We do this section of road twice on this big trip, so it's well worth it. Well, we do eventually get down to the town of Invercargill, where we have a bit of a treat. So Invercargill's known for its hot cars, but it's also known for one other major thing. We weren't going to miss it. Just a cup of coffee, nothing out of the ordinary, although those that know things and may know where I am. I'll give a clue. There's a clue. I wonder where I am. Well, from tragedy brings positiveness, so...
Tragedy?
Yeah, that drama we had has now enabled us to have an extra day in this little town, so I could come and have a cup of coffee. But it's not just any cup of coffee. This is a cup of coffee somewhere I've been wanting to have a cup of coffee for years. And we'll show you around and you'll see why. I reckon this could be one of the most famous helmets you'll ever see. I made it to Bert's bike.
You're welcome to jump into that one if you want to get a photo of yourself.
I can't get in there. I can't get in there.
Oh, I've seen many a person try.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bert turned it back into a street bike look once he wasn't using it for record attempts anymore. But back in the 60s, would have looked like the little brass model here in the case.
You see the hoops on there for attaching the shell to. The shell of the bike is the only thing we don't have that got left in America, along with what I call Bert's American frame. Bert went to America 12 times altogether, so along the way they worked out it was cheaper just to bring the engine block back and forth. So at that point Bert made a second frame for the bike out of a spare motorbike frame he had, what I call his American frame, and that was to be left in America along with the shell of the bike. Now, it went missing for a while after Bert passed away, but it was recovered, found leaning against a barn in California. The guy who recovered it and restored it, he tours it around American motor shows these days, showing it off. So if you want to catch up with that part of Bert's legacy. However, this is the record-breaking motor, set always records with that. This is the original frame and bike that Bert purchased in 1920. Spent the rest of his life modifying it, used it for everything. Had a trailer at one point with the wife and kids in tow, used it for hill climbs, drag races, you name it, short and long course track, beach, time trials, everything. But from about 1940, that's when he came back from holiday in America, had been to Speedweek, gave up his full-time job, and everything was about the bike from that point. Probably the most amazing thing about this motor though, and is Bert's dedication. He made thousands of parts for these bikes, thousands. There's only one part on that motor Bert didn't make, and that's the crankcase, the big casting down the bottom. Everything else Bert made with a wee bench top lathe and some basic casting equipment. Yeah, incredible dedication to a bike. Yeah, the movie is super accurate. It's showing how Bert lived here in Invercargill. Extremely accurate. I've talked to dozens of people that knew Bert firsthand. Most of the stories are true, and there's a ton of stories about Bert. He was a real character. I'll leave you with one of my favourite quotes of Bert, because he was a real quotable guy. The famous one they used in the movie about living, more on a bike like this in 5 minutes is a great one, but my favourite quote of Bert's is, all these other fellas spend hundreds of thousands making their machines go fast, and I just spend time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great look around, guys. Thank you.
Awesome, mate.
Thank you very much. Awesome.
Thank you.
To make that happen. It's the most treasured special thing here in the shop. We only ever run. I'm just working here.
You've got the passion too,
Oh yeah, definitely for Bert's story. Bert's story is a wonderful tale of passion, dedication, and more than anything else, just giving things a go. Bert had a twin brother who died really tragically in a farming accident when he was young, so he always grew up with the idea of being lucky to be alive and that you're better off giving something a go today because you might not be here to give it a go tomorrow. So I think and because he was doing things at such a later age in life, he was 62 years old the first time he went to America. So there's sort of like a great message there for young and old about just giving things a go. If you're passionate, dedicated, who knows where it might take you.
Yeah.
I'm a volunteer. I love his story. I always work on this counter, so I've made a point of learning everything I can, and I've spoken to dozens of people that knew Bert now. So if I don't have customers, the boss is okay with me going out and sort of adding a bit more colour to, because there's loads of great stories about Bert. There's loads of that picture up there from 1971. You'll notice there's no shell on the bike.
Yeah.
And that's because they changed the safety regulations for streamliners before he got there in 71. And so basically he was forced to take the skin off the bike. And so most people would have packed their bags and gone home. He knew he wasn't going to break any more records. But he was here, he'd come all this way, may as well give it a go, do something. He had to borrow a pair of fireproof pants that didn't quite fit him right. The helmet, the goggles and the jacket are what's in the cabinet here. But 71 years old, trying to hit 300k an hour, no shell on the bike, open face helmet.
It's great.
Yeah.
It is a hardware store, but apart from all the gear and the bikes and the motors about Bert, there's a whole lot of other stuff in here, like this classic old BMW that's been around the world. Great coffee shop, and it's just a great spot. Andiamo, hurry up, hurry up. Weird name, because you don't need to hurry up on these old girls. And I've had one of these. These are beasts. I love this beast. Go to the Beamer.